and welcome to Whitmore High School. My name's Mark Kennedy. I'm Assistant Head Teacher at Whitmore High School. I'm responsible for ethos and values throughout the school and the wider community. Moving into a shiny new building at Whitmore High School prompted us to have a new ethos and values system in place to try and support our learners and make them successful, independent and capable young learners. So we decided that this new values and ethos was imperative for future success for all our learners and staff alike. Using data from other schools, internal data from our own school in terms of behaviour, in terms of internal exclusion, external exclusions, we worked out that we weren't supporting the students as best we can. So with co-creating this new ethos and values with students and staff and parents alike and governors, we came up with our value system. Whitmore High School has 4 values. We have respect, we have responsibility, we have hard work, and we have resilience. You speak to any member of staff, you speak to any students, given what we've had over the last few years with COVID, resilience was key. We felt we had to scaffold to help our learners become more resilient, and eventually we start taking that scaffolding away to develop independence and resilience. Values. Our pupils understand that there are no shortcuts to success. They work hard in every lesson and show a positive attitude towards learning. Our pupils welcome the opportunity to be challenged and to fail in lessons. Through this, they develop resilience. Our pupils have respect for others, understanding that everyone has a right to learn and succeed. Their actions must contribute to a positive culture for learning in the classroom. Our pupils take responsibility for their learning. They understand that they are accountable for every action. At Whitmore High School, students are rewarded every time they display the values of respect, resilience, taking responsibility and working hard in and out of the classroom. As a team of staff, we encourage our staff to always be clear, fair and consistent. We always refer back to the 4 values. Every interaction we have with a child, a parent or a teacher or a governor, anybody within the community and extended community, we always refer back to the 4 values of taking responsibility, respect, hard work and above all being resilient at all times if we can, and that's what we're striving to develop. Whitmore High School uses the software Class Charts to support our vision and approach to student behaviour within the school context. The software provides the school with a consistent approach to rewards and sanctions across all curriculum areas and allows middle and senior management the ability to take an analytical approach that helps identify potential underachievement. The software is a tool of continual self-reflection in terms of our successful day-to-day processes, which in turn benefits student success. The software is only a conduit, however, to Whitmore's 4 values of resilience, respect, responsibility and hard work. Whitmore High School ethos. Why did we bring the ethos in? We had to bring the ethos in because quite simply we didn't feel we had a positive enough ethos or impact within the school. We knew we had to change post-COVID. We would have had to change whether it was COVID or not COVID, but we definitely had to change. Everybody in here will know the impact of low-level disruption it has on your lessons. We had an issue in our previous school with low-level disruption. We had issues with mobile phones. We had issues with high exclusions internally and externally. We knew we had to take more control over the class. And in doing that, we had to form more positive relationships with the students and staff alike. Positive learning habits. We introduced this year a P5 and a P10. Now a P5 could be for someone who's trying very hard over a period of time. It could be someone who maybe wasn't attending frequently, could be someone who was often late but has managed to improve their timekeeping. It could be someone who's turned around their behaviour. It could be someone who's working incredibly hard on one of the core subjects or non-core subjects for a period of time. So they're given a P5, that's equivalent to 5 positive points. And that can be given to by a head of department or a head of year. P10 is our highest award. If a child achieves a P10, it goes down in folklore. Everyone in Barry knows about it. It's on Twitter, it's up in the walls in school, it's sent home to families and parents, and it's in every class. Everyone gets to know, and they are congratulated and awarded for it. Now, a P10 could be someone who's contributed over a period of time. It could be someone like a lad we've got in Year 8 now, ran different running events to raise money for Valinda, where his mum is now in remission from cancer. Now, that's a P10. These are the things we look to give children P10s, and working consistently hard in every subject in school. If they're out to help anybody, they can achieve a P10. We try and encourage P10s as much as we can. To be honest with Whitmore, we are as positive as we possibly can be, because we believe relationships are key. Having a great reward system is fine, but it's only fine when we actually communicate this to staff and parents and students alike. So in the past, we've felt this is an area where it's broken down, whereas now, every time a student achieves a positive award, that email has gone directly home. The email goes directly to the form tutor and the head of year and myself. So you've got 4 different people can actually congratulate that student as well. But the link, the automatic email home is gold dust. It's fantastic, because the parents get to know how they're getting on straight away. Negative learning habits at Whitmore High School could be late, answering back, cross the red line, a mobile phone, not on task, not prepared, and shouting out. Each one of these students will achieve a negative for. Crossing the red line, they'll have 5 negatives for. If you have 5 negative points in a day, you will be automatically put into a lunchtime referral for learning, otherwise known as a detention. Now, we centralise our detentions now. The detention is not run by departments because we didn't feel they were consistently run. Some people would turn up late, some people wouldn't be on time, some people would let them go early, some people wouldn't even turn up at all. So what we've tried to do is be consistent. The leadership team and myself run the lunchtime referral for learning. In this, it's not any punitive measures. We've moved away from punitive. It's clearly about developing working positive relationships with the students. We will speak to them in this referral for learning, a lunchtime referral for learning, about why have they managed to get 5 negatives in the day, the impact that's got on their values, and the impact it's having on them and other learners in the class. Poor timekeeping at Whitmore High School. If there's one thing that's been flagged up with our new ethos and values and our monitoring, is our timekeeping has not always been the best. We've made massive improvements. As a result, if a student is late twice in a day, they have an automatic lunchtime referral for learning. If a student is late 5 times in a week, they have an automatic lunchtime referral for learning also. Supporting staff and students at Whitmore High School. So as we mentioned before, if a student achieves 3 negatives in a lesson, a member of staff or members of staff go and speak to them. If a student achieves 5 negatives in a day or in a lesson, a member of staff or members of staff will go and speak to them. Again, creating that communication with home. Every time a child has a lunchtime referral for learning or an after-school referral for learning, an email is sent home to the form tutor and to the head of year. Each form tutor will remind any students in their class if they have a lunchtime referral for learning or an after-school referral for learning. And again, I have got to stress, in our school anyway, gone are our days of times tables, copy from that book, or I thought sentences had gone out with the dinosaurs personally, to be honest with you, but we are much more restorative. We will speak to them, and it's about focus. It's about making them focus. It's about resolving any issues as we possibly can. And again, this system has enabled us to have such positive working relationships with our students. we actually know our students incredibly well. We know them socially and academically. If a student has a crossing the red line, now a crossing the red line at Whitmore High School is a serious clause, it's a most serious clause. So this could be a fight in a classroom, it could be a fight outside, it could be if someone feels threatened by people or a number of students or a student. If a student's maybe under the influence of anything and generally they're not safe or they're not in control, we'll put down across the red line. That member of staff again doesn't challenge that student, that member of staff continues to teach a lesson whilst a duty member of staff or duty members of staff will be up to speak to that student. Now, if it's a case that can be resolved, it may be that the student goes back into lesson after a period of time cooling down and restorative practice put in place, or it might be we have to put them into our internal inclusion room. Mobile phones or no mobile phones? There's only one thing, no mobile phones. Our school is a completely different school since we stopped mobile phones. Now what happens is, before they come into school, they switch their mobile phone off and it's placed in their bag. It doesn't go in the pocket or the jacket pocket, it gets placed in the bag. If a mobile phone is seen at any point in the day or in a lesson, the member of staff will click the button on class charts, mobile phone. Myself or one of the duty team will go up and collect the phone. The staff is encouraged not to get into a debate with the child, continue teaching their lesson, and a member of staff will be there straight away. So ethos and values is for everyone, staff alike. So if we say the students are not to use the mobile phones, we strongly believe that staff do not use the mobile phones. Yes, there are occasions where there might be an emergency where they have to use the phone, but staff are not permitted to use the phone in the corridors or during a lesson. Whitmore High School ethos and values, we quality assure our ethos and values every 6 weeks with our ethos and values focus group. Now this is distributed leadership, which I feel is important because we take on board the views of everyone in the school. We have members of the leadership team, we have members of middle management, heads of English, heads of music, heads of drama. We also have teachers within the school who have no TLR but teaching the subject. We think it's important to get everybody's opinion, and that's why we managed to co-create our ethos and values with staff. Now we quality assure every 6 weeks to actually improve our day-to-day school processes, to bring out the best for each student in our school. Ethos and values works best when we all work together and we're all consistent. It's so important that we actually model our behaviour to staff and students alike. We'll only be successful if everyone uses it exactly the same way and is consistent and positive with it. This, in my opinion, gives form tutors a far more strategic view of what's going on with every child in their form class, and the same with heads of year and SLT. Hi, I'd like to say a massive thank you to John and the team at the Central South Consortium for their work with the school and being able to share our experience and our ethos and values at Whitmore with other schools across the country.
It's been exciting, it's been hard work, but it's been exciting and it's genuine, it's worthwhile. Thank you.